Imagine you're sitting at your desk and someone hands you a plain envelope. You open it up, and inside is 10,000 rupees in cash. Immediately, you have choices to make. You could walk out and buy a new phone. You could deposit it in your bank account, lend it to a friend, or perhaps buy shares in a local business. The catch is you cannot do all of them. Because that stack of cash is finite, every choice you make is a trade-off. Picking the new phone means you are actively destroying your ability to invest that exact same money. To figure out the optimal path, you have to ask a few practical questions. Will this money grow? Is the path I'm choosing risky? And when exactly will I need this cash back in my hands? Running these evaluations shifts the problem from a simple transaction to the practice of finance, the study of making informed, optimal decisions involving money. Think about a hypothetical world where everyone earns their income and spends it all on the exact same day. Nobody saves, nobody borrows, and nobody plans for next year. In that world, finance wouldn't even need to exist. But our reality is built on a time gap. We acquire resources today, but we need to pay for a child's education or our own retirement decades down the line. To bridge this gap between today and tomorrow, humanity has been tracking its resources for thousands of years. Ancient civilizations recorded loans of grain and livestock specifically to manage the delay between harvest and consumption. Over time, this bridging process was formalized. Institutions like banks developed so individuals could securely delay their consumption, dropping off their surplus today to ensure it would be there tomorrow. Look at this diagram weighing 1,000 rupees today against that exact same amount delayed by 5 years. Immediate cash is more valuable because it's useful right away, generating even more wealth over those 5 years. But giving up money today introduces danger. Businesses fail, borrowers default. That future value can fluctuate wildly, leading to total loss. Finance provides the framework to manage these two specific tensions, the bridge across time and the navigation of uncertainty. Whenever you face a financial decision, you move through a universal 3-step process. First is financing, sourcing the initial capital. That could be your own savings, a bank loan, or pitching to outside investors. The second step is investment. This is where you decide exactly how to allocate the funds you just raised, buying assets or starting operations designed to generate future value. The third is management. Once the money is deployed, you have to exercise ongoing control by tracking expenses, paying bills, and protecting your capital from day to day. It's easy to confuse this forward-looking process with accounting, but they serve different functions. Accounting is strictly the scorekeeper. It accurately records and reports financial events that have already happened. It is also distinct from economics, which operates at a macro level, studying how broad markets and entire populations behave. If accounting is the scoreboard and economics is the weather report, finance is the captain on the field. It takes all of that data and makes the active, strategic decisions on what play to run next. The exact same logic you use to evaluate a 10,000 rupee windfall dictates the corporate finance branch. It's how a company decides if committing massive capital to a multi-decade infrastructure project is mathematically and strategically sound. It also scales up to the investment branch, where vast markets were built specifically to pool risk, allowing businesses to raise and trade capital from crowds of thousands of individuals. A common mistake is assuming that this is all just rigid mathematics. The math is a tool. The real heart of the discipline relies on human judgment and the psychological discipline to evaluate options clearly. Finance never guarantees a profit. Uncertainty can never be completely eliminated. Instead, it functions as a systemic method to control your exposure to risk, improving the probability of a favorable outcome. Every time you budget for groceries, pay a utility bill, or skip an unnecessary purchase, you are actively exercising your financial agency. You are already a participant in the endless architecture of choice.